Ladies and gentlemen, as we are well into the first year, the inaugural year of the ASEAN community, following its formal establishment at the end of last year, as well as the adoption of the ASEAN Community Vision 2025 and the three blueprints for the community's three pillars, including the new ASEAN Economic Community or the AEC blueprint, which has been a subject of discussion even beyond our regional space. This year's ASEAN Roundtable, organized by ISIS, focused on the AEC and its journey toward 2025, gathering many of the region's thought leaders and many of the region's advocates is very auspicious. I'd like to thank ISIS for inviting me to be part of this very important event. When ASEAN was established 5 decades ago, its mission was to accelerate economic growth, social progress, and cultural development in the region and strengthen the foundation for a prosperous and peaceful community of Southeast Asian nations through joint endeavors in the spirit of equality and partnership. In 1 year short of its 50th anniversary, ASEAN is today collectively the world's sixth largest economy, just overtaking France, and the third largest in Asia, and is one of the world's fastest growth centers. And badly hit by the financial crisis in the late 1990s, the region has picked itself up and enjoyed years of relatively high and robust growth by sound macroeconomic policy and management, as well as structural reforms and open regionalism. With demographic dividends, half of ASEAN population below 30 years old and a rising middle class, this growth momentum is sure to continue in the ASEAN. That will make us the fourth largest economy in the world by 2050. Given its economic dynamism, ASEAN has become an attractive investment destination for multinational and also for increasingly regional businesses alike. Most businesses, including SMEs surveyed recently, have positive outlook, and many already have or are developing their strategies for operation in the ASEAN region. And though ASEAN is also not fully immune to the recent global economic slowdown, FDI inflows remain robust at 120 billion US dollars in 2015, and out of which 18.5%, or the largest share, was intra-ASEAN, trade among the ASEAN countries. ASEAN is also rapidly becoming a dominant player in global trade, attributed to its strategic location, as well as the collective and competitive advantages from the diverse economic structures and production capabilities of the member states. With its diversified and expanding linkages, the region has also emerged as a main participant in the global value chains. And ASEAN has achieved significant progress and accomplishment through concrete initiatives undertaken toward establishing a single market and production base pursued under the ASEAN Community blueprints. One area in which significant progress has been made is tariff elimination or tariff liberalization, with intra-ASEAN tariff now virtually eliminated. ASEAN member states, in pursuance of the commitments made under the ASEAN Free Trade Agreement of 1992, and later in the ASEAN Trade in Goods Agreement of 2010, have eliminated tariff on more than 96% of goods traded among the ASEAN countries. And among the ASEAN the six owner members of the community of the association, the share of duty-free tariff now stands at 99.2%. And as for the four new member countries, the countries, Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, and Vietnam, or the CLMV, the share of duty-free tariff line has also increased significantly from 46.7% in 2007 to 90.9% at the present. To ensure optimal utilization of these intra-regional trade preferences, ASEAN has continuously simplified the route origin to make them more trade facilitative and business friendly, and that's reducing the trade cost. ASEAN has also introduced a self-certification project which will enable traders and manufacturers to self-declare the origin of their goods to benefit from the tariff preferences, significantly reducing border trade costs. Currently, two pilot projects on self-certification underway to increase, and that is, with the increasing numbers of certified exporters. And ASEAN is working to resolve differences between them to facilitate the timely and full realization of the ASEAN Trade Self-Certification Scheme. Tariff preferences are only part of the market access equation. ASEAN has placed increasing emphasis on trade facilitation, particularly on addressing non-tariff barriers and the barriers' effect on non-tariff measures, which continue to adversely impact cross-border trade, hampering regional integration. And toward this end, several trade facilitation initiatives at the regional level have been identified and implemented. And ASEAN has reactivated the ASEAN Trade Facilitation Joint Consultative Committee, which comprises of representatives from both the public and private sectors. And the committee will contribute to the more proactive identification of specific issues and expediting the reduction and elimination of non-tariff barriers in the region. The ASEAN single window will create a single point of entry for seamless exchange of electronically transmitted trade-related documents among the member states and streamline business processes and paper-based documentary requirements, and thus significantly reducing the time and cost for import and export. Good progress has been made also towards its full establishment, and the ASEAN member states are also currently in the process of ratifying the protocol on the legal framework to implement the ASEAN single window. Successful tests in the exchange of the electronic ASEAN Trade in Goods Agreement Form D have been conducted among the exchange-ready member states, and some member states have also started the exchange of this form in the ASEAN single window production environment using the live data. The establishment of the ASEAN Trade Repository as envisaged in the ASEAN Trade in Goods Agreement will contribute to lower business costs, greater regulatory transparency, and business certainty. Soft launch in November 2015, the ASEAN Trade Repository will link 10 national trade repositories, and it will contain trade-related information such as most favored nation tariffs, preferential tariffs offered under the ASEAN Trade in Goods Agreement and other ASEAN Free Trade Agreements, the rules of origin, non-tariff measures, national trade and custom laws and regulations. And to date, all ASEAN member states have established their national trade repositories, and they are in the process of linking more information to the ASEAN Trade Repository for its full operationalization. On standards and conformance, compliance capacity is increasingly becoming a prerequisite in global value chain participation, and similarly, in tackling the issue relating to technical barriers to trade, ASEAN has undertaken several initiatives in the form of standard harmonization, development of conformity adjustment result, and harmonization of regulatory regimes. And among the mutually recognition agreements concluded are those for electrical and electronic equipment, cosmetics, and medicinal products. Beyond trade in goods, the services sector is another key pillar of regional economic integration. Not only that the sector contributed more than half of regional output, but is also the largest destination of investment at 62.5% in 2015. In the world of global value chains, the competitive services sector is imperative, as it serves not only as the glue that enable production activities to take place in multiple destination locations, but also as the source of innovation and value. The recognition of the importance of the service sector has led ASEAN to place services integration at the forefront of the AEC agenda. With the ASEAN Framework Agreement on Services, or the AFAS, member states have committed to liberalizing a significant and growing number of subsectors through the removal of formal restrictions. The ASEAN member states have completed the signing of the protocol to implement the ninth AFAS package, and they are currently working towards meeting the required threshold for the 10th or the final package. And if tariff elimination in itself is not sufficient for trade in goods, market liberalization is also not sufficient for trade in services. To further enhance services integration in the region, ASEAN is currently developing the ASEAN Trade in Services Agreement, which will be better aligned to ASEAN's existing service regime and commitments, including its free trade agreement with dialogue partners. At the same time, ASEAN will also complement its market liberalization approach with regulatory cooperation. To become the world's preferred investment destination, ASEAN has worked toward the creation of prerequisite framework to improve its investment regimes and business environment. The ASEAN Comprehensive Investment Agreement, or the ICIA, which entered into force on 29 March 2012, served as the main framework for liberalization, facilitation, promotion, and protection of cross-border investment in ASEAN to build a more open, transparent, and safe investment environment. As investors always want to be sure they will be locating resources in a business-friendly, innovation-supporting environment, a special focus has been placed on ensuring and further cultivating a culture of fair competition while promoting the protection of consumers as well as that of intellectual property rights in the region. At present, 9 ASEAN member states already have in place competition and consumer protection laws, while the intellectual property ecosystem has been further improved with the implementation of the regional initiative such as the ASEAN Patent Examination Corporation, the Common Guideline for the Substantive Examination of Trademark, the ASEAN TMView. In addition to these soft architectures, ASEAN has also made great strides in improving its transport and other infrastructure network to facilitate cross-border transportation and reduce the overall cost of doing business in the region. Significant progress has been made in the ASEAN Highway Network and the Singapore-Kunming Link, the two flagship ASEAN infrastructure projects. And the ASEAN Urban Sky Agreement, a major component of the ASEAN single aviation market, has also recently been ratified by all ASEAN member states, allowing carriers to operate freely across the ASEAN region. And altogether, all these projects contribute to a better connected ASEAN, facilitating the growth of the transport industry, the tourism and trade sectors, and the regional economy as a whole. Composed of members with varied economic structures and levels of development, ASEAN is one of the most diverse regions in the world. For regional integration and community building to be effective and sustainable, it is crucial for the benefits of integration to be shared across and within all member states. The initiative for ASEAN integration, or the IEI, was formulated and introduced with three objectives in focus. Launched in 2000, the IEI provides targeted support and technical assistance to the four new members of ASEAN, Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, and Vietnam, or CLMV, in order to enhance their capacity in implementing their regional commitments so they can be sure participants and also at the same time beneficiaries of the regional integration agenda. The distinct and important feature of ASEAN integration process is its open regionalism approach. ASEAN's pursuit of closer relations with dialogue partners and other external parties is complementary to and supportive of its regional integration agenda. ASEAN has actively fought free trade agreements with its major trading partners, namely Australia, New Zealand, China, Japan, Korea, and India. To elevate trade and economic relations, ASEAN is currently negotiating with these partners a regional economic comprehensive partnership, or the RCEP, by significantly improving on the existing free trade agreements to achieve a modern, comprehensive, high quality, and mutually beneficial economic partnership among the 16 participating countries. Upon its successful conclusion, the RCEP will provide ASEAN businesses with more opportunities to expand the markets and to strengthen their role in the regional and global value chains. In addition to the RCEP, ASEAN is also negotiating an ASEAN-Hong Kong FTA and working with the EU on the resumption of the negotiations of an ASEAN-EU FTA, and will study the possibility of an ASEAN-Eurasian Economic Union FTA. The implementation of the AEC Blueprint 2025-2015 has culminated in the establishment of the AEC at the end of last year. As part of the ASEAN community building process, this is a big milestone, but not the end goal. ASEAN integration remains a work in progress. ASEAN integration, the IEC Blueprint 25, was adopted to chart the direction for ASEAN economic integration for the next 10 years. Building upon the achievement made under the 2015 Blueprint, AEC Blueprint 2025 is a forward-looking, bolder, and more ambitious document aimed at strengthening the AEC by building a community which is highly integrated and cohesive, which is competitive, innovative, and dynamic, which is with enhanced connectivity and sectoral cooperation, which is more resilient, inclusive, people-oriented, and people-centered, and which is a global ASEAN. In addition to the deepening of existing areas of cooperation, AEC Blueprint 2025 highlights new areas of cooperation, such as global value chains, e-commerce, science technology, good regulatory practice, including good governance, as well as public-private partnership. The new blueprint also highlights the importance of the transformative forces of global megatrends, which have been universally revolutionizing the environment in which regional integration is taking place. In order for the AEC to achieve the objective in 2025 blueprint, AEC sectoral work plans have been adopted detailing regional integration and cooperation goals and activities the next decade. The endorsement of the AC 2025 monitoring and evaluation framework and the ongoing development of the consolidated strategic action plan have also been the focus of this year of its implementation. And better monitoring will lead to more effective implementation and will help ensure that regional commitments as underlined in the new blueprint are implemented timely and effectively. In pursuit of an integrated economy, the new blueprint focuses on implementing trade facilitative measures and addressing non-tariff measures, as well as enhancing regulatory cooperation, in addition to keeping the regional market open and transparent. The ASEAN Trade Facilitation Framework, adopted earlier this month, will provide a momentum to the various trade facilitation commitments and initiatives. A very important facility, the ASEAN Solution for Investment Services and Trade, or the ASIST, an internet-based business-friendly consultation mechanism for receiving and responding to complaints submitted by ASEAN-based businesses, launched also earlier this month. It's now open, providing a no-cost mechanism to effectively resolve operational problems encountered by ASEAN business community on cross-border issues related to implementation of ASEAN agreements in a time-bound manner. ASIS is initially open to business feedback in the area of trade in goods, but will be subsequently extended to trade in services and investment. Or the Tariff Finder, another no-cost online-based facility launched together with ASIST, is a useful tool for businesses, especially micro, small, and medium enterprises, to obtain up-to-date information on the preferential tariffs applied by ASEAN member states under the ASEAN Trade in Goods Agreement by ASEAN member states and their trading partners under the various ASEAN Plus One FTAs. ASEAN is also seeking to enhance and expand participation in the global value chains, moving beyond static competitiveness by fostering productivity to improve connectivity and investment in technology and innovation, as well as in the human resource development. A new cross-cutting work plan on enhancing the global value chain agenda in ASEAN also has been adopted this year. Given the importance of the backbone of the region's economy, the micro, small, and medium enterprises remain high on the ASEAN economic integration agenda. Noting the criticality of access to finance in the development of the micro, small, and medium enterprises, the ASEAN institutional framework on access to finance for the micro, small, and medium enterprises was adopted earlier this month, which is also one of the priority delivered. Considering the myriad sectors covered and initiatives undertaken in the AEC, the new blueprint places renewed focus on enhancing sectoral cooperation, focusing on those sectors most relevant to economic connectivity, as well as those that are deemed strategic to the region's growth and development. The recently signed Paksay Declaration on the ASEAN Roadmap for Strategic Development of Ecotourism Clusters and Economic Corridors stand at the intersection of various issues, as it is aimed at creating more economic opportunities, empowering the rural communities, and contributing to the protection of natural resources and biodiversity while promoting tourism. Under the new blueprint, ASEAN will remain steadfast in its open regionalism approach and global engagement. The new blueprint envisions an ASEAN that upholds its centrality while playing a more proactive and strategic regional and global roles. Continued efforts have been undertaken to ensure the effective implementation of upgrading of the existing ASEAN Plus One FTAs and closer economic partnership. And as ASEAN is committed to maintaining and improving its position at the center as well as the facilitator of economic integration in the East Asian region, successful conclusion of the RCEP will be an important milestone in this regard. The success in this inaugural year following the establishment of the AEC has been very critical for ASEAN. Implementation of the new blueprint, however, has started in a period of uncertain global economic and political environment. Economic outlook is expected to remain mired in subpar growth in both the developed and developing worlds, an outlook which is echoed in the declining trends in international trade. Adding to this is the threat of rising latent protectionism observed across the globe as politicians succumb to populist pressure against the perceived threat of free trade. Next coming years will be a challenging period. The success of the AEC will require timely and effective implementation of the various framework, action line, integration initiative and plans, as well as effective cross-pillar and cross-sector consultation and coordination mechanisms. Coordination with and leveraging upon other relevant and appropriate platforms will become increasingly important for better resilience and dynamism. ASEAN is now entering a new phase of community consolidation, where the success of regional integration must be shared with the population at large to instill the ownership of the process and encourage greater participation. Moving forward, the human dimension of ASEAN cooperation aimed at bringing the ASEAN processes closer to the people to ensure they will benefit from a really people-oriented, people-centered ASEAN is even more critical. Enhancing ASEAN awareness and promoting a national identity is linked to the success of the integration process. Several social cultural initiatives ranging from culture, education, environment, and youth could also be strategic approaches to bring ASEAN closer to its people. And while ASEAN continues to enjoy relative peace and stability in the context of increasingly complex regional geostrategic landscape, especially with tension arising from the territorial and maritime sovereignty dispute, which is attached to the credibility of ASEAN norms and ASEAN-led mechanisms. More than ever, ASEAN must continue to play a central leading role in the evolving regional architecture. ASEAN needs to demonstrate and assert essentiality in both internal and external dimensions to maintain its stability, unity, and cohesiveness. With the most diverse membership, ASEAN relevance and perpetuity can only be ensured if it is able to project common positions on critical regional and international issues that directly impacting the region and its collective long-term interest. The 1960s notion of the South Asian nation, South Asian region as the Balkans of Asia may have become a distant memory, but to maintain and strengthen people-centered ASEAN as a center of growth for the success of the AEC require more than sound economic policies, which in turn also must fit into the overall regional and global context, and the effective implementation in the new challenging wider regional and global economic, political, and security situations. ASEAN Vision 2025 does point to the need to ensure balanced, concerted, and sustained progress in all the three pillars of the ASEAN community: peace, stability, and security, based on closer political ties, friendship, and unity among the member states and the people, as well as the maintenance of ASEAN neutrality, will be important factors ensuring an environment conducive to the promotion of shared prosperity of the ASEAN region, and only with that the AC will flourish. Thank you.